every single meditation session has been very different from one another. Like some were really difficult where I was like sort of battling my thoughts. Some were really powerful in the sense that I was able to actually visualize everything that I wanted. And I felt like, you know what you say, that you should not view it as a future thing. You should view it as something you already are.
Every time life gives me an experience, feeds me an experience, I just need to engage. I just need to engage with that experience, see whatever I can do to completely put myself there and deal with that situation all by myself, right? Without blaming anyone. And that gave me a lot of peace. Like that gave me a lot of happiness, a lot of contentment. And I feel very peaceful with all of that.
After coming into meditation, my life is getting meaningful. I'm feeling happy. I know the masters and the universe is taking care of my life. It is me and our mind unnecessarily coming to conclusions, imagining. So all these are unnecessary.
After meditation, I started embracing myself, being more gentle with myself, and that translated to being very nice and empathetic towards others as well. Forgiving myself, forgiving others, better relationship, and I had become very happy naturally.
Started to loving myself, experiencing myself, express myself, and accepting myself the way I am.
Meditation was a core. Usually I've always run around 3 kilometers, 5, 10 kilometers every other week or every week. I just question myself, why limit myself to 5 kilometers? Why limit myself to 10? Let me go ahead and register for 21 kilometers. Surprisingly enough, I finished the 21 kilometers, right?
After the meditation, I just knew they were going to respond to me and they were going to reply to my messages. And after the meditation, I immediately opened my email. I saw their response. They were telling, they were looking at my application right now. They found it as one of the best candidates yet for the role.
I am working in a company called VY. So I wasn't being assigned any project or something. So I used to meditate, visualize, and within a few days of it, I was doing a project.
For details about Project Excellence, write to us at excellence@buddhaceo.org.
What a wonderful and inspiring memories from the youth. Very good morning, my dear friends and masters, and very good afternoon to the West. We have been learning about emotional quotient and much more through this program, started with the meditation, health, around, and related to the manifestation as well. And every people, every situation, every relationship is here to teach us something, to find betterment of ourselves. We need to enjoy, learn, and enjoy ourselves. And today we will reset, renew ourselves to listen from Dr. Chandra sir much more and more. So empty ourselves, empty our mind, be at zero, take notes with your pen and paper. Don't keep it here only. And let's get into the session today. Over to you, Chandra sir.
Happy morning, dear friends and masters. Great afternoon, wonderful evening. I've been thinking about this whole emotional intelligence concepts that we're talking. I mean, it's an independent psychology concept. Can easily be termed something that's psychology and nothing to do with meditation. What makes it different? When meditation is combined with all these psychology concepts. Psychology means psyche, and then knowing more about psyche is psychology, biology, psychology. Psyche is what? Is our personality self here, which is my subconscious beliefs, judgments, behaviors, habits, perceptions, and all of it in one side, the known. And then several things that are buried, unknown, memories from this life, and then there are memories from the past lives. So it's your mind, it's your emotion, it's your mind, it's your intellect, and then of course it's your soul memories of the past. All of them combined is your psyche. If you have one lifetime here, from spiritual sense, there are hundreds of lifetimes before. And particularly those who are in meditation path right now have actually completed several lifetimes. To come to meditation, to understand meditation, to say that, okay, my life is, and everything in this life is impermanent, temporary, that this is a role, that I'm here to experience a role that I've chosen to play. And this kind of understanding comes much later in our lifetimes. So now if we're talking about psychology, and if a psychology limits one to this life, and that to current situations mostly, and if it doesn't even take them into the childhood, which is the case in many cases. But then if there's only one versus hundreds that are there before, they won't be accessed. If they don't access, then how do you get solution? Solutions come when something that is deeply buried, not from necessarily this life, but another lifetime, if it is buried, and then if that has to be pulled out because it carries forward. If a deep childhood scar is carrying forward to impact us now, there's no reason why that something from the past also carries forward to impact us, because it's all energy. Our thought is energy, words are energy, memory is energy, experience is energy. It's all energy. Where is sitting? Energy is sitting in the field. All that memory, when it's recollected, is transformed into certain meaning, and so then appropriately certain type of chemicals are produced to experience a certain emotion, so that we have something called experience in our body. So the brain works to that extent. But otherwise, this data, information is sitting somewhere in the field. It is there. And so it carries naturally from one life to another. Spiritual language is called Akashic records. Samskaras, another word. But whatever it is, the psychology of why I can't express, while some seem to express why I can't express, why do I get frozen in certain situations? If I had gone through a significant physical accident 5 years ago, that memory is still lingering in my mind strongly, then when I'm faced with a situation of that nature, I'm frozen suddenly, because that memory is like essentially bringing all kinds of emotion at that time. Now, imagine the same memory if it is there sitting for 100 lifetimes before, and then it comes. Same thing happens. And if I don't know that, and I only search in the last 5 years what happened, and I don't get any answer, then how do you get solution? You don't get solution. There's got to be some way to access all the past, to dissolve the past, to relive the past, to learn from the past, and that's meditation. And so meditation, when combined with the psychology concepts of awareness, of course, then expression. Where do I get inspiration from? I don't seem to have gotten trained, but in a family, two brothers or two siblings get the same level of education. But one seems to be highly disciplined, highly impeccable in the way they carry things out, and other not. Where are they coming? Where are they? And they become inspiration to others, the rest of the family. They're very diligent. Where is it coming from? Must have been a great master from the past. So that memory is carried forward, and so they know naturally how to carry themselves forward with a lot more discipline, a lot more punctuality, regularity, and all of it. A lot more caring comes from the past. Meditation helps us to be in touch with all of it. It helps us to access that ancient past that each of us have. Ancient because if it is hundreds of lifetimes, it goes into thousands of years. One must explore this concept. There is Theosophical Society, which has done tremendous amount of research on this whole concepts of life before and life after lives. We don't know, but it's quietly working. This simple meditation is quietly working for everybody as we go into the field, as we access. It's quietly working to resolve things that are pending there. When there is a big challenge because of which has frozen memory, then what does a psychologist do or a counselor do? You sit down and make you walk through what happened, and then they sort of make you relive and sort of try to put context and explain and say, tell you what, it is all coming from there. Can you look at it and then resolve it? And you do. If you don't know, it's a black box, it's difficult. But when you know what happened in the past, then looking at it and say, okay, that is the cause and why I'm suffering from this water phobia. I'm suffering from male domination. I'm suffering from this and that because somewhere somebody did something. And so the moment you come to terms with it, understand it and say, okay, now I can understand why I'm having. Now that is then, and then now is different. And so let me then not give that power away, power to it anymore. And which will happen and slowly you resolve it. So as much as we put to words about the psychology terms of self-awareness, self-expression, inspiration, all of it, it's not just about now. Meditation is increasing them because it is pulling records of our past to make us be aware of who we were before. And so we constantly make choices to keep some and then drop some, and they all happen. And so then that's why issues of long pending issues like some health issues, they get resolved because we drop them in meditation. A lot happens in the field when you're going to the empty space. It's not just relaxing the body. That's just the tail of an elephant. Relaxing the body is where it starts with. Transcending the body and mind is when the magic is happening, where you're spending time in the field of infinity. And so coming to conclude the point, Theosophical Society has done a tremendous amount of research about life after death. If a scientific temperament is there, then we don't reject anything without knowing about it. We don't reject anything. If you are scientific minded, scientific temperament is there, then you don't reject anything without knowing and exploring and then experimenting. Then you say, yes, it's not there. Not just because you don't understand it. You don't say, okay, what's all this stuff? If you are scientific minded, then you will definitely not reject anything. If there is rejection happening because it feels uncomfortable here in our personality, our subconscious program believed something, and then now you suddenly say, oh, this exists. Really? What does it mean? No, this is all woo-woo. How is it possible? Worshipping. How is it possible? Is there meaning to worshipping? A ritual that you just do to the statue? Oh my God, are you saying something like I am the same as Lord Rama or Lord Krishna? How can you do that? How can you put somebody with me at the same level? It disturbs our personality because we've been used to condition to it. But a step back, meditation helps us to step back. Look at and say, Aham Brahmasmi, where is that coming from? Why did they say? Why did Adi Shankaracharya, one of the greatest yogis India produced, say that it's all Advaita, everything is one. You are no different from that. There's got to be some meaning. Can I experiment? Can I know? Can I explore this a little bit more before I get... So the disturbance that is there of anything that is conditioned, where we try to avoid that and we try to not look into it because we get disturbed here and our personality get disturbed. So any matter when we bring up, if we are scientific temper-minded, then we will be exploring before rejecting, number one. Number two, if you're getting disturbed, that means there is something, an opposite truth has been there in us lurking. We believe in it, and so that's what causes disturbance. One of the reasons why people don't change is because when they get disturbed, they walk away from there. We say food has its own relevance, not too much. Too much importance don't give to it, because the more you give importance to food, the more body-minded you become. The more body-minded you are, the less energy-minded you can be. So the less spiritual progress you will have. So that it disturbs personality, because my whole day I give 6 hours to what millets to eat, what vegetables to do, what green leaves and what combination, this and that microwave, this thing. Then it gets, of course, disturbs my personality, and I'm shaken. My foundation is getting shaken here. So we walk away from it. No, what this guest is saying. We want to look into it. Scientific temperament means we stay on to and say, if something is coming to me, let me explore, experiment, then decide. And study from the Theosophical Society has done a beautiful work. I must go on and study them. I don't remember the book name. They talk about Omran, a master called Omran. They look at the lifetimes of that master Omran. They list about 50 lifetimes in one page. Lifetime to lifetime, when they start, when that person started, exited, how long is that lifetime? Is it 5 years once? Is it 90 years another time? 8 years, 44, 7 years, like that. And then in between lifetimes, average time is 1,000 years, average. Sometimes it is much longer. Go figure. It starts from 32,000 years ago to recent. It's fascinating. Somebody done a lot of research around it. Point is that we understand that there's a lot of deep past out there lurking, and all of that is getting unseated, being looked at again freshly, and then we drop what's not necessary and take what is necessary, and a lot is happening through meditation. And so then this whole relationship, which is so complex in nature, but start getting resolved when you start meditating. I mean, start getting those friction or things that are there with situation and with people, the friction that we have, discomfort we have, seems like slowly goes away, because a lot is happening under the scenes, dear friends. Let's go to the practice of meditation again, and then today we'll look into each of those 5 concepts of emotional intelligence: self-awareness, self-expression, inspiration, empathy, engagement. 5. Relax yourself, friends. We're practicing breath meditation. Our goal is to rest the mind and then go into empty states. When I relax the body and rest the mind, then we automatically transcend both body and mind, and then we go into what we truly are, the energy, the third dimension. We become that energy, experience that energy. It starts by becoming empty of all thought in our mind, and it starts by not doing anything in our body and just resting, withdrawing senses. So the process is to close our eyes, fingers into fingers, hands in our lap, comfortably rested, crossing your feet at ankle, as you see in the picture that we put up. Sharing, not on. Can I be co-host, please? As you see in the picture, fingers into fingers, hands comfortably rested in your lap. Closing your eyes, remove spectacles or glasses if you're wearing, and observe your breath, resting your attention anywhere on the nose, observe your breath at that point on the nose, your natural in-breath and out-breath. When you observe your breath, dear friend, slowly thoughts come down, mind goes into empty state. Our body is anyway relaxing and rested. And so when the mind is in this empty state and relaxed state of the body, then automatically we go into a total emptier states. We call that quantum field of energy. And we be in that state. We be in that empty state. Nothing is around us, inside us. We in that state. Whatever happens, we witness it. In case we have thoughts and we notice thoughts that are there, that means mind is active, body is disturbing. And you come back to attending to the breath again. You attend to the breath again. Again, you go into the same process. Again, slowly go into empty states. Called breath meditation. Relax yourself, friends. Sit comfortably. Why am I not... my voice is fine?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Voice is fine. Why am I not able to share audio? Not allowing me to select audio. Okay, so I think I have to play background music. Let's see if we can do advanced
Sir,
sharing.
please unshare and share one more time.
And share, okay. Okay, thank you. Relax yourself, dear friends. Sit comfortably. Relax your body. We are going into powerful group meditation, dear friends. With your eyes closed, be with your breath. Dear friends, dear masters, we are in this powerful group meditation. Observe your normal, natural in-breath and the out-breath. observe your in-breath and the out-breath. In the most comfortable posture, with your fingers into fingers rested in your lap comfortably, with your feet crossed, eyes closed. Be with your breath, dear friends. Group meditation is always more powerful than your individual meditation. Merge into your breath and allow yourself to go in to that calmness, that stillness within you. As your mind is becoming empty, all the liberated energy is channelized into the present moment. You develop greater mindfulness. Your body goes into coherence and functions at its natural best. And your mind is beautifully nurtured. Be with your breath and allow yourself to slowly experience that calmness, that greater emptiness inside of you, all around you. Allow yourself to merge into your breath and allow yourself to experience that emptiness. That's energy. All emptiness is energy. The field of ancient past, present, and future. The field of everything and everyone. The more you are in this emptiness, experiencing a deeper calmness, the more you tune in to that wisdom of the past, of present, of the future. And the longer you are in this field, the more experiences you draw into your life. In alignment with yourself. The longer you stay connected to this field of the past, the more you dissolve of that past, the more you overcome something from the past. It means you move into a new future. Merge into that emptiness. Merge into the emptiness of yourself. That higher mind, that intelligent awareness. The more you are in this emptiness, that blackness of no body, the more compassionate you become, the more connected you become. Friends, at this time, expressing deep gratitude to all things and everyone for helping us explore consciousness through these meditations, to helping us dissolve the past to become lighter in life. Whenever you're ready, you can keep your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds and then you may open your eyes. Okay, dear friends, hope you enjoy the session. You vary the music, but it's a personal choice. Sometimes you hit it, sometimes you don't. But all music will help in some way or the other. If we orient ourselves, it's all mind to matter. If you don't like and if it's bothering, then you play something of your own through YouTube during that time. But usually just go into it, you come to an understanding that, okay, it's going to be great because I'm in group meditation, it'll support you, you'll go into it. But music is secondary, it's not necessary. If I'm going into deep Himalayas, they're charging, there's no charging, so you got to be in quiet silence, then I must meditate. What will happen too? The concept is where there is an opportunity, utilize it. I have to make a project report. I can go to a physical library and then spend a lot of time, go there in person, spend hours in traffic, do slowly, or I have all these online books, digital libraries available from the finger button or the tip of my home, then I access it and do it efficient. When it is there, we use it. When it's not there, we don't bother about it. That's how we go. We train ourselves to be operating in all circumstances. So music is secondary, but it's there, it enhances deeply, so we use it. Let me put up the charts on emotional intelligence. The 5 areas of emotional intelligence. Something that really helps us to be experiencing life greatly, because it's all about connecting with things around. Nature is consciousness, animals are consciousness, people are consciousness, beings. And so every time we interact with another consciousness, of course, we expand. So that's why places are consciousness. If we travel to places, our consciousness expands. If you go and meet more new people, your consciousness expands. You spend time with animals, we expand. So we must make it a point to constantly to meet, to visit, to travel, to have the opportunity to utilize, to be in groups, not away from them. You utilize that to expand our consciousness, to learn from each other, to know more about ourselves. That's what is Swadhyaya. Swadhyaya means study of self. How do you study? By knowing others more, then you also know where you are. That's what is reading books. That's what is meeting people. Spending time with animals, observing them, with nature. So travel expands consciousness. Meeting people expands consciousness. So we make an attempt to go and meet, not isolate, not close doors. Awareness, expression, inspiration, empathy, and engaging. Let's look at each of these. Now, awareness begins with seeing what others don't see in us. It's like a mirror. You see yourself. If you go to a lake which is agitated lake, you look at yourself in the lake mirror, then of course you are broken. You're seeing broken pieces. When it's calmer, you see fully yourself. So we see what is that thing that is agitating us. We get triggered, we have better memories. We have too many judgments, we have expectations on people. We have a lot of reactions to situations when you have attachments. When you have attachment to people, attachment to our money, wealth, position, then there are a lot of reactions we do, a lot of things we do. Manipulations can happen, many things are there. But in every moment, we reveal to ourselves when we can observe ourselves. That's awareness, dear friends. Self-awareness is awareness of my thought, my feeling, my reaction in a moment to moment. How many people here, now 3 weeks are over in this program, are noticing that you're more aware about you compared to what you were 3 weeks ago? Please write in the chat. When it's right, you can say choose everyone, and then so that way it goes to others understand. So self-awareness is greatly developed with meditation. As we calm ourselves, technically speaking, there's an area of the subconscious mind that gets enhanced through neural circuits developing, and so situation awareness improves. But more than that, when you are emptying our mind, then we are actually connected with this full field of intelligence, which is awareness, called awareness. Awareness is a knowing in us, and is there with us. And so, dear friends, we understand ourselves more. And in the context of relationships, in the context of people, situations, then we pause and act. We don't just like the rush in. We rush in because we didn't have a choice, we didn't know, and then we didn't have control. Our subconscious mind is responding under a second. Whereas the conscious mind, our subconscious mind is responding under a second, whereas the conscious mind is taking a few seconds to respond. So subconscious response is immediate, but then you need some awareness to hold us, because conscious mind has this CEO of the brain, right? And in the learning, doing, being, I talked about a prefrontal cortex. Neocortex is the whole outer brain. In that frontal cortex, here, right here, near your forehead, right there, which is like the CEO of the brain, which is organizes, which is directs, which coordinates. Now it needs to hold in a crisis. Who should take a decision in a crisis? If a floor manager takes the decision, you get escorted appropriately. If everybody takes their own decision, they run helter-skelter. So then we get training a little bit so that we can be on our own. So this conscious mind, which is like the CEO of the brain, if it has control, it will do right thing because it has a big picture. But then subconscious takes over, so we're responding, reacting suddenly. But then with meditation, the awareness is built, and so then the mind, the conscious mind has control, dear friends, and so then it can act better. It knows what are the other choices I can take in the situation, right? So awareness is greatly developed with meditation, which is the beginning of a change where we pause and act. We don't just like that do knee-jerk reactions. And so the mindfulness comes here. Because you have awareness, then you can be very mindful. You know, that email you write because somebody just shoots off a mail this morning blaming and say, hey, I tried this and it didn't work because somebody didn't respond in time. There is some kind of a finger pointing going on already. And so you get agitated, you write a mail. It happens, right? It happened several times to me, by the way. I write the mail, and as you write, then you suddenly hold. Something dawns onto you, hold. Wait a minute. Because often, out of reaction, if you're doing, then naturally it is colored with an emotion. It's not necessarily right. Gurdjieff, a Russian Zen master, said, his books must be read, Gurdjieff, Gudjeif, Gurdjieff, said, if you want to improve relationships, when there is any discussion happening, can you not respond and then wait till next morning and respond? Wait till next morning and respond. Sufficient, then everything will be done. We know this, right? But what is not helping us, why are we not able to implement? Because no awareness. We are driven through subconscious program. Whole meditation is about mastering of mind so that your conscious mind gains control. The CEO still has a control. And so then you can do it differently. So the email you're about to write, just because somebody wrote in a big email and write also group reply, because they wrote to group, you also put a group reply. That's poor self-expression. We know this. Because we have to immediately prove, we have to immediately justify. I'm not the one, my group is not the one, somebody else is the one. But that doesn't give to solution. So different. Lack of awareness is what is causing us to provide knee-jerk reactions and then changes. So we become very mindful in the way we think about, because we got the control. Mindful thinking, mindful speaking, mindful writing, mindful everything. And so when you become mindful, you feel like you have control of life. You feel like you have control of relationships now. That's when you feel confident about yourself, then you increase your self-worth. Otherwise, a lot of second chakra thing is going on here. I cannot do, it's not, I'm fit for nothing. I can't even control my emotion. No way I can be part of a group, because, suddenly somebody pulls me into a discussion, I lose my temper, and so we pull back. Now here we gain the confidence that I've got control back again. And so, dear friends, when you are changing your self-worth and you feel confident, you change your vibration. When you change your vibration, then you're attracting people, not repulsing people. Emotional intelligence is about being able to work with people. So first you don't scare them with your negative vibration. Changes to positive vibration, beginning to attract life again with us. First step. So we call this phase reaction to response. This is why many people say, I respond, I don't react. This is everything from emotional intelligence perspective. Others are a little more deeper. A flute expresses its truth, but for that the bamboo flute has to be emptied completely. It has to be silenced. We have to be calmer. So a bamboo, when it is emptied inside, then only a flute can express perfectly. Expression is similar. Self-expression, we need to be calmer, we need to be very balanced inside so that our expression becomes beautiful. So we gain balance in expression. An emotionally intelligent person is very balanced in expression, not more, not less. Speaks right things, eliminates all unwanted things. That talk around impeccable speech, our words have to be right, comes into picture here. Timing is important. Our intentions are important of why we speak. For example, in a meeting, what is your intention to open and make a comment? Is it to put somebody down? Is it to just genuinely help to identify an issue so that we as a group collectively go forward, meet our objectives? What is your intention? Is your intention to show yourself as great? Intention to put somebody down? Intention to actually help? There are different things to do. Self-expression takes those into consideration. That you become more truthful than work with any personal agenda. And then you become more compassionate. It is linked to the empathy. There is another one that comes up there. Compassionate to yourself, compassionate to others. Compassionate to yourself means, for example, you genuinely want to work on that new technology, new project, new area. Now, if you're compassionate to yourself, then you don't shut yourself off. You are a homemaker, you want to really, really take time for your music practice. And you're always shutting yourself off, saying that, no, my family is important. People told me so many times. Only that, nothing else. After that, my house is so important, only that, nothing else. Then there's no compassion to yourself. You're shutting off your own voice inside, your interests. So self-expression, only now there is this saying, even a mother won't give you unless you ask. There is a quote in Telugu, Adaganade Ammaina Pettadu. Means, the mother also won't give unless you ask. So if we express, then it comes. If we don't express and shut off, nothing comes. Because thoughts create reality. Words trigger thoughts that bring reality into our life. So dear friends, but expression requires that courage. Expression requires that higher understanding that it is okay to ask for me. Because only if I ask for me, only if I become happy, can I be happy and then spread happiness to others. If I'm deep inside shallow and then I'm not happy, unhappy, then naturally around the vibration is so low, then there aren't people around you. They're temporarily there because you're expressing temporarily. You're calling people home. Deep inside, you're unhappy about everything. When you call people home, they too are there temporarily and they're not there around you because their vibration doesn't support it. So different self-expression requires courage. Self-expression requires an increased understanding that I too matter. And then self-expression is beautiful when you are expressing balance. That means that impeccable speech comes. And all of this happen. Knowledge is there, but that implementation requires awareness. We got it. And so a more balanced expression. We are expressing what is important. Right? If it's positive, it's truthful, it's useful, we express it. Otherwise not. But if it's useful, we express it. I need to change my job. I need to get that hike important. I need to go and then do this innovation. It's so important for me. I need to go in for music practice. I have to do a marathon runs. I got to take some time for myself, my body. Express it. But express in a way, not arrogantly, not saying this is important for me, go to hell, no matter what, I'm going to do it. That's it. If you do that, that's not expression. Even when we get a rejection, the tone is matters, right? You know it. Hey, I would like to do this. It gives me real happiness, and I would like to speak at least 2 hours every Saturday. I know we got a lot of work. Acknowledge the feeling of the other person. I know we got a lot of work, but can I take my 2 hours time? No, impossible. Next 6 months, there is so much work is there, so many exams coming, this, that, impossible. Say that's the answer you get. We become persuasive. Expression means having the persuasion and say, okay, fine, time is not right now anymore. Hold off. Otherwise, it leads to friction. I'll come back again. So we become persuasive. Go back next day. You know what? I thought about it. It really makes me so happy if I can take my 2 hours. Can you? Can I do that, please? If we do it authoritatively, nobody works. But if we do it with request, even if the same thing with employees, same thing with spouses, with children, everything will work. Dharmaraja goes to Bhishma and requests him, Bhishma, we cannot able to win the war only because, you are there. So I request you, please do something. And he requests and Bhishma melts away and says, okay, fine, this is how I get killed. So get that person in front of me. I cannot at that point do in the war, and so he can kill me. So he will sacrifice himself when somebody comes with requests. That's self-expression. No matter what our role is, if I seek equality, not superiority. Long ago, Patriji mentioned this when I was there one of the nights when he used to stay with us regularly. So I was agitated with some problems at workplace and asked him, so Chandra, seek equality, not superiority. When you seek equality with everyone around, then life is sorted. If they're equal, then you're going to be requesting. Everybody, even people who report into you, can you seek equality, not superiority? Then you have beautiful self-expression, dear friends. So self-expression means many more things here. Then you don't prove points. You recognize that silence is another form of expression, so where it doesn't have to be spoken. We don't have to speak. Only when we have the urge to prove ourselves, we just like that open our mouth and keep speaking. Or the conditioning, unwanted conditioning was there that, okay, if you're in a group, always speak, speak, speak. Otherwise, your worth is not known. Poorly conditioned. And when we're brought up. Everybody says, the teacher said, why do you keep quiet? You can't speak. Then I feel like, okay, it has to be, we have to open our mouth when in a group of people and so open. Silence is a great way. When it is already what is needs to be communicated is already going in the group, then we don't need to open to reinforce it. It's unnecessary just to show. We don't need to open our mouth. Recognize silence is a great form of expression. And self-expression, dear friends, is, as I said, you're compassionate about an organization, about yourself, about people. So if it legitimately helps everyone to grow together, you are bringing it up. You're very truthful. You're not sweeping issues under the carpet. But this requires courage. Meditation builds the courage. And so then you're able to express things. So dear friends, instead of managing people, constantly trying to manage, oh, did I get my point across? What do they think? Are they judging me? And you go around trying to explain to them, that depletes energy. We stop managing. Instead, we are confidently and with a positive pressure, with a balanced expression, we put a point across. And we pursue so that we do it again and again and again until the time we win. Win meaning until the time we get, seek what you're looking for. Let me stop here. We'll cover the remaining tomorrow. Was it sharing? So far, I'm not sharing, right? Was it?
No sharing.
Huh?
No sharing, sir. Only.
Oh, but I see. Okay. No sharing at all. No slide was shared.
Yes.
All right. I will stop here. But this is the slide I was showing: awareness, expression, inspiration, empathy, engaging. And then I showed this slide about monk in a mirror. It reflects us, so we look into our thoughts, emotions, everything, part of self-awareness. I mentioned these points. We understand ourselves, we pause and act mindfully, thinking, feeling, acting, expressing, everything, mindfulness is there. And so we gain confidence, we increase our self-worth. That means we change our vibration. When we change our vibration, then we start having people attracted towards us again. Beginning of a change where you are able to now work with people. This happens, this is a slide I showed, and so reaction to response. Then I talked about a story about flute and self-expression, being balanced and being truthful. So you express what is important positively again and again, persuasively. You don't argue. You don't need to prove points to anybody. You don't need to give explanations unnecessarily. Draining your energy is not required. Why is it required? Whose validation do we need? Our validation required by us. We don't need to talk about it to everybody. Yes, where it matters, we talk to them. It matters with the manager, we talk to them. It matters with the person who did the document, we talk to them. And then explain to them. They differ. Okay, fine, there the matter ends. Agree to disagree is there a concept. And so then, as we talked about this, then we don't argue, we don't prove points. That's not a pure expression. And then, dear friends, silence is a golden form of expression. So recognize it, use it powerfully. And we are bold and courageous. So then we do not sweep issues under the carpet. If we are compassionate, means you want to improve for everybody. Improvement into yourself, to others, to your organization, system. Compassion means you're helping others improve, have better life. An organization needs to be, we all need to be compassionate organization that we work for, which means we are constantly seeing how to improve it. Not only take care of us and then sweep the issues under the carpet. We don't do that. We are integral. So bring it up where it matters. They're all part of self-expression, dear friends. And so we'll talk about the remaining 3 aspects of this emotional intelligence tomorrow. So yes, Ratnavel, any other announcements for today?
Yes, sir. We have an announcement about the donation.
It's okay, we can do it tomorrow also. Since we got quite late.
Okay.
We'll do it tomorrow. Okay, dear friends, thank you very much for joining. We will meet again tomorrow. I would like to hear, after this formal closure, if anybody is there, and you have a story to tell about how your expression improved life for you, or how awareness is sort of helping change things for you. That'll be really good to see and hear. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
So we have got a couple of questions would like to take now, sir, or we will go with Michelle.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to ask this Gurdjieff, Urdjieff. Gargiji, I typed that name of the author. Yes.
Sir, good morning.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think, sir, for the question that I think that you posed, the power of expression, right? So one thing I think I learned a while ago, watching especially some of the people, right? So a lot of times, like especially when I was so young professional, right? Like I want to put forth my point, and I'm ready to get into the discussion and argument, right, to prove the point as well. And if somebody is wrong, I used to kind of, hey, you try to prove it wrong, and a lot of times that you end up in actually breaking the bridge, right? Like that you lost that relationship. And what I found is as part of this expression, based on my observations, like, so one expression, like instead of saying like you're wrong or how this works and all that, I did the same thing afterwards as well, but like truthfully, by starting the expression is always okay. Please help me understand here, right? And then you start explaining this is what I understood and et cetera, et cetera. Same thing that what I was doing before, but just the expressing it in like, okay, putting in the perspective, help me understand, and then taking that conversation. Actually, it helped me a lot in my career. It never broke the bridges afterwards. And a lot of times that it came out as like my intentions were truthful. So that is where I realized, how would you express and consider that is like with that awareness, I think is extremely important.
Beautiful, Redigaru. That's a very, very, yes, help me understand. It's a great way of putting it then to say, hey, you're saying something wrong. Sure.
Yes.
This is a dialect method that Socrates always asked questions back to people to say, okay, I understand. An answer is a question, so that they'll go a little more inquiry, and so they'll get back and they eventually have an answer of whether they knew or not knew. Beautiful. Thank you. Then.
Okay, so we'll go with one question. Sukriti or madam has actually asked, apart from deep sleep and meditation, what other things can bring clarity in thought, mind, and help enter the creative states of mind, finding answers, entering higher frequencies of mind. What to let go?
Being with nature, doing things that you greatly like, your wakeful reality is there. You use that also, right? In wakeful reality, you are with nature. Basically, you go into a flow state. You go into a flow state when you do things that you really love, you're passionate about. So you become very creative at that point. Photography, music, and art, dance, anything that you are very passionate about, invention, technology that you are so passionate about that you lose time and space when you work on it. You become very creative. Wakeful reality is there, dream reality is there, then meditative reality is there. They all are getting you into creative spaces. Okay. So wakeful reality, right way is this. Doing what you really love to do is when you become very creative. Finding what I love to do is meditation.
Wonderful, sir. Doing what you love, you get into the flow state. And she has actually asked one more question. How to transcend beyond body, mind, environment, especially time? Is it deep belief without any doubt, visualize and take action? What answers come during meditation?
Are there two questions here, is it?
Yes, sir. How to transcend beyond body, environment, especially time?
Meditation. Sleep. Meditation is a conscious way of letting go of a body and mind. Because you draw senses inward consciously, and then you are dropping the thought by consciously being with the breath. Other techniques ask you to concentrate on something, whatever, but ultimately it's about dropping the thought. So then you are going beyond body, environment is part of the soul matter, and so that also drops. So you go into this state. Okay. And what's the second question?
Okay, it is basically related to that, how we
And
get
you
the
drop
answers.
body, mind too. Say you drop body and mind too when you are, it's the same thing again. Now in a wakeful reality, how do you drop it? When you are doing things that you really care, passionate about, so you forget time and space. That happens. So people who are love gardening, they go to gardening and then morning they'll go, let's say 9 o'clock, and then 4 o'clock somebody, a family has to come and say, boss, it's already 7 hours over. Come on, let's eat lunch together. So they forgot themselves. Time and space is transcended. It's the same thing again. Answer is same. Okay. In sleep anyway, deeply resting, so you're transcending time and space in most cases. What's the second part?
Okay. Is it a deep belief without any doubt, visualize and take action? What answers come during meditation?
I have to read this. I don't understand.
Basically, something that whatever the answers come in the meditation, so you just visualize and take action related to it without any doubt. Is it a deep belief? Quite, I couldn't get also my.
Answers come from meditation, keep that aside. So is it a deep belief to visualize on something, you believe in that and so it's going to happen? Yes, you could say that way, because when you're visualizing, you are priming your subconscious and you're putting a new belief into it. Basically, subconscious is projecting a thought into the field. And so then utilize your subconscious power to act towards what you wish to experience, right? And so for that, you're visualizing, you need to have emotion. Emotion can only come when it is really in your soul plan, otherwise it's not. You cannot fake your emotion. You try, but then if it's not really in your plan, then it's difficult to gather emotion. That's why sometimes visualization, people try with an experience, but they don't. Because to begin with, they have the wrong experience and consideration. It also helps you to change that experience to something else. Okay. But yes, When you are visualizing again and again, you are storing something subconsciously, and so it becomes a subconscious program for you. After 3 weeks or so, then it starts projecting for you, even if you work or not work. It becomes a new state, and so then it automatically sort of works for you and then brings it into your life. That's the idea of visualization, why we're doing, is to reprogram the subconscious with things that really matter for you. So which, if you call that a belief, yes, it is a belief, right? And then the other part is what comes in meditation is not a belief. What comes in meditation is you are in a flight. That's this here. You are as a individualized consciousness here in this body. You are in a flight, taking a flight. Now meditation makes you be the air traffic controller. So you have much bigger visibility of what is the right thing to do. Air traffic controller knows about the whole thing. So which flight lands when, and then accordingly they are taking decisions. So from higher level you can know what's happening, and so then you take a better decision. The flight is not going to land. You'll crib and complain when you don't have the big picture, but meditation gives you the big picture and says this will not land because we've got priority for other ones. And if you know, then if you've got internet, then you can communicate to your managers and say, you know what, guys, I cannot make the meeting or whatever. I'm just giving figuratively. You can communicate telepathically at that point because you know now something more. So meditation is about being in touch with that intelligence which knows much more than the little tiny mind and intellect know here. And so then naturally it is giving an input which is far superior and less consequential. And so follow it. Who knows about a company's plan? Somebody who joins doesn't know. They simply are in a leaf, they're just working. But then if you go to the CEO, then they know the plan for how it is coming in and history. And so then you align to it better. That's the whole idea of we go into meditation to receive input of what is right for us. Okay?
Wonderful, sir. Yes. So then another question, follow-up question is, okay, so in fact, I can add one more question related to this. So when you get answers from the meditation, how do you distinguish that it is from the mind space or it is from your heart space?
A few things. It comes with practice. Your first impressions are often messages that came from the field, first impressions. Something that you are very strongly feeling. Other choices are not emerging. This one just becomes really very, very strong. We call it gut feeling. All right. Third, something that's least expected out of all things, then is only, I mean, you are trying to find an admission, what is right, and you've asked this question, you got these 10 choices, are the 10 companies you want to go, but suddenly you get an answer which says, hey, go and talk to this person who is 10 years ago, he was there known to you. Normal tendency is, I'm looking for my company, which company to go and then do partnership. And here some person is coming. They're not relevant. We brush it aside because we're not aware. We think it's not relevant. But when something is least expected of that nature coming, anything that comes least expected, why is this person coming to me suddenly? What's there about it? You go and then talk to the person. Then that person probably is carrying a message to you. It's like that. So anything that's least expected, you're looking at the top 10 and then suddenly it comes maybe then bottom 100, something comes from there. Least expected, right? You do it. In our company acquisition, we were doing everything other than IBM as an expected partner or possible partner. But that message comes as part of not meditation, but as part of my VP, who brought the message, Raji, and said, IBM wants to talk to us. I brushed it aside, in fact, in the first thing. But then after a few hours, I came back and said, okay, let's go and take it. I recognized Sandy, oh, this is an important message here. Unexpected quarter, something is coming to us as an acquisition potential partner. So we pursued. That happened eventually. Like that. When we started Buddhasi Quantum Foundation, suddenly this thing comes, I don't remember it's a meditation or not, just an insight. Invite Karthikeyan sir, right in the beginning, of within 10 days after doing these online sessions in March 2020, only about 100 people were going through the session that time. And this thought immediately comes, thought or insight, I don't remember now. Message came that, no, invite Karthikeyan sir. Rarely I talk to him. Once in a year, maybe just not even talking terms. But the thing came and said, invite him out of nowhere. I was just doing it for my community members, a little bit to the Pyramid Valley family. First time we're doing online session. This thing comes and says, invite sir. I didn't hesitate. I took it as a strong message. And so I invited him. And then the rest was sort of history from the perspective of that, to know how much that he put Buddhasiya word around to many, many people because he liked, and then those in turn liked, and they put the word around. So consciousness is trying to help in all cases if you are ready to listen to that. And there is another way. Okay.
Wonderful.
I was looking to find the best ashram possible for my 14-day solitude journey. See, open to possibilities. So while I was there, more or less in my mind that, okay, I'm going to go to this ashram in Rishikesh. But then I kept open the possibilities to see if something else shows up, I'm ready to change my decision, right? And so while driving, then this is only about now 10 days before or 12 days before my journey was to start. While driving to Hyderabad, we went through Kurnool. So Kurnool ashram, I stopped by, I did 1 hour meditation. Suddenly something deeply was there while going out into the car and said, okay, seems like this is a beautiful place. 1 hour meditation I did. Somewhere something was telling me, this is a beautiful place that I must come to, and I consider actively this as another place for my real sadhana. It turns out that turns out to be the best place that I did my sadhana. And I made the decision because it's telling me strongly that this is a place to consider. It comes out naturally as an out of the 5 or 6 ashrams I considered, the surfacing up as a very strong voice is telling me. Okay. All right. So I altered my reservations in the Rishikesh ashram to lessen the days there, and then I suddenly changed and I said, I come here, me and Rao is sitting there, and then he also helped, and so I did that. Beautiful, like that.
So we have a question now. Is it okay to take up? I mean, follow-up question with the same Sukriti ma'am. Do you wish to take it up now, or
You decide, yeah. You decide what you feel.
Okay, so I'll just allow her to talk. Okay. Okay. Sukriti ma'am, you can unmute yourself and speak. Yeah. And start with your small introduction, where you are calling from, and then you can speak about your question.
I'm Sukriti from Hyderabad. Before I know the concepts of this visualization and before all of this, I believed something deeply, and it did not go the way I believed or I wanted. And I believed it for so long, so many years, and it shattered me. I mean, what I believed is not the reality. So, but in the visualization, we were taught that, if we want something to happen, we visualize with a deep belief, and we have, without any doubt, we strongly believe, and we take action based on the answers that we get during the meditation. So I felt before knowing all of this, I have to let go of it, and it is not meant for me. So I wanted to know, like, how do we know when should we let go or when to hold on, or should I like how yeah, there is little confusion.
Madam, whatever you do, you're still right. So don't overthink too much about it. You cannot make anything predictable. There are some sutras and say, okay, if I believe in something, I get a good feeling and I visualize I'm energizing the cause, then it is bound to happen. Now, when you say it didn't happen, because you have specific time in mind, that's why you're saying it didn't happen. Who said it won't happen? Are you patient enough to wait for 10 years? Did the whole manifestation sense say that it's going to happen the moment you think it will happen? Did it say that it's got a time frame? Time is not in our hand. When you go to a restaurant, can you guarantee you order dosa? Can you guarantee the dosa will come to you in 5 minutes? They don't. If the restaurant said, okay, everything in 5 minutes is a different thing, but otherwise you go, they're also looking at it. If sometimes it is 5 minutes, sometimes it is 1 hour. On a festival day, full of people, it takes 1 hour sometimes. You get impatient. But it will come or not. Rare cases, the dosa say battery is over, sir, I can't give dosa, but rare cases. Dosa will still come. It's as simple as that, madam. When you are ordering from this field of possibilities, and then we intend, we don't, oh, these guys are not getting it, oh, it's going to be spoiled, okay, today it's too much rush there, the cookie is going to be like, not doing that thing. You keep putting all those things and you'll get that only. But if you don't get impatient, and then we are simply there, and
No, this is
energize it through
something.
realization, then it will come. So we have a time barrier in the middle. We always put time. And so then say, okay, it didn't happen by that time, it didn't happen. Not that way. Manifestation, we do our bit and then let these things to happen. Now, how long to wait? If you're passionate about it, you'll wait. If you're passionate about having that experience in life, you'll wait. If you're not passionate, it's just one more choice, then it's okay. Now then, you leave that and take another choice. How does it matter? Why you say manifestation didn't work?
No, I'm not saying manifestation didn't work.
Hmm.
No, this is before I know about the manifestation. Like, I believed in something for almost 10 plus years, and it is not less time. So
It is, when you said less time means you still have time in mind. Go ahead.
so but in practical reality, if something doesn't happen within some reasonable time bound, it doesn't make sense, right? I mean, if I
How
if
do
I
you say
experience
that?
something after
Some
I
people,
die, or if
see, this is the thing. We are
if
caught up
someone
in the
loves us
time.
after we die, what is the point?
What is the point when there is no death? What's the point? You enjoy next lifetime. Can you come to another understanding? Can you come to that understanding? Some people become very rich in 5 years. Some take 30 years. So the journey, the whole point here is to first of all enjoy the journey. Don't wait for that moment to come and so then waste all the time. So enjoy the journey. Be mindfully present. Every moment is important. Enjoy it. While you know that if you are passionate about something, you are energizing it, and so then you accelerate the process of it happening. If you wish to. Okay. But every moment is happening to the best of us. So experience it, enjoy it is the concept. Okay. Then when you're enjoying the moment, you're not really bothered about when something comes. Number two, the whole idea of this knowledge is that always remember what is required for you is coming at the right time. You do not understand why somebody gets it in 5 years, somebody gets it 30 years later, because that is the right time for you. Do you know if it's the right time now or the right time later? How do you know? When you don't have the big picture of the whole grand scheme of where you came from, then how do you know that we're getting rich in then 5 years is better than in 30 years? How do you know? You don't know, isn't it? But invariably, when you go through this knowledge now and you start looking back into your life, you will come to a conclusion, a grand conclusion, that everything happening for me is happening in the most perfect way at the given time. If you are open to look into that way. Anyways, the asked question is, how do I know what is right for me? I think that's what you're asking, right? When I'm about to visualize, is it the right thing for me? Sometimes confusing. I'm saying, don't bother about too much. As you regularly meditate, as your inner voice becomes stronger and stronger, as your clarity develops with all this wisdom, you yourself will know, oh, this thing doesn't interest me anymore. Drop it, drop it, drop it. This one, I really care, and then you put it in there. Suppose you put it as a mind play and it's not really something that is important. It's okay. You would spend some energy on it. It's like, you're buying a TV and it doesn't work really well. It's not something you want. You go and then buy another one. It's like that. Yeah, you'll learn from it. Nothing big deal. It's just still an experience you have. You learn what not to do next time, and so you'll not do it. It's how it is. Take it. We cannot, the whole idea of this whole process here is to drop the mind, drop that intellect, unwanted reasoning, and then keep continuing to do meditations, and slowly the right way or feelings center gets developed, and so then you'll have the better ability to tune into what is right for you. It'll happen automatically, madam. Okay? We don't
So you're
solve
saying if we meditate more, we will ourselves know that what to let go and if we should hold on to.
naturally. For a period of time, slowly you'll develop that ability to tune in to your feeling. Because see, your heart is always giving you a signal. It's just the ability to catch that feeling at that moment. That's another one answer, Latanavel. How do I know it's coming? So tune into your feeling. When you're about to take a decision, there is always an emotion coming here. Good feeling, not good feeling. That itself will tell you whether you're on the right path or not right path, about to take the decision thing, whatever. But it's very subtle. You have to develop that sensitivity to it. It'll happen over a period of time with regular meditation. Okay? Meditation, regular service, being with people where you're helping others, then you start knowing life a little more. When you do all of those, then your faculties are developed greatly. Okay. I must conclude it. I'd like to close. Ajitji, let's have Ajitji say something. Yes, Ajitji.
Yes, sir. In this context, I will like to add something, my insights after joining this meditation program. Sir, I have tried two different ways. One thing is like, when you go to the, like, earlier before joining meditation, when you go to the temple, you have certain things in mind, like wishful thinking, like, these things should happen. The same way in meditation, I have tried two different approaches myself. That, one thing is like, you have this, vision chart or vision board or, manifestations in your mind. And another is like nothing in the mind. Okay, you just follow the process. You enjoy the process. Like you said, you enjoy the journey. And I have surprisingly noticed that even you without, keeping manifestations in mind or, things in mind, your subconscious is priming things, so automatically things start aligning in your favor, and things starts unfolding and happening in a very smooth way. Like you said, in an unexpected way, things starts happening. So that is my personal experience, and many people who are following regular meditation must be having the similar experience.
Yes, sir. Great. Thank you, Ajitji.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
That helps. When you do the right thing, right things will happen. Right thing is to do meditation. That's all, right? As I keep doing it, happen. Okay, Sukirti madam. More meditation. Okay? Less analysis will get us there. Thank you, friends. We'll see you all tomorrow again. Thank you.
बढ़िया स्टॉक तो मिल गया लेकिन कैपिटल वो कम है। अब क्या करें? सिंपल, यूज करो धन का मार्जिन ट्रेडिंग फैसिलिटी यानी MTF। इसमें आपको मिलता है 4x तक का लीवरेज ऑन 1700 प्लस स्टॉक्स। मतलब आपको सिर्फ 25% मार्जिन पे करना है एंड बाकी फंडिंग आपको धन देगा। द इंटरेस्ट रेट स्टार्ट्स फ्रॉम 12.49% पर एनम। इतना ही नहीं, आप अपना पोर्टफोलियो धन पे प्लेज कर सकते हो फॉर इंस्टेंट मार्जिन। मतलब कम कैपिटल, बड़ा पोजीशन एंड मोर बाइंग पावर। Go try MTF on Dhan today.
Investments in the securities market are subject to market risk. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.
आपको क्या लगता है 50,000 में क्या 2 लाख का बाइंग पावर मिल सकता है? कभी कभी होता है ना, आपको एक स्टॉक मिलता है जिसपे आपका कन्विक्शन काफी स्ट्रांग होता है, बट फंड्स आपके पास कम होते हैं। अब यहाँ पे काम आता है धन का मार्जिन ट्रेडिंग फैसिलिटी यानी MTF। इसमें आपको मिलता है 4x तक का लीवरेज ऑन 1700 प्लस स्टॉक्स। मतलब आपको देना है 25% ऑफ द मार्जिन एंड बाकी का फंडिंग आपको धन देगा। एंड द इंटरेस्ट रेट स्टार्ट फ्रॉम 12.49% पर एनम। एंड वेट, दिस इज नॉट द बेस्ट पार्ट। आप अपना पोर्टफोलियो भी प्लेज कर सकते हो इंस्टेंट मार्जिन के लिए। कुछ भी